In this physiology lecture, we are going to discuss about the adrenal gland, and in this video we are going to discuss about the physiological anatomy of adrenal gland, about the adrenal medulla and hormones secreted from adrenal medulla, that is the catecholamine hormones. So anatomically, these adrenal glands are the pair gland which are situated at the top of the kidney, having dimension 3 into 2 into 1 centimeter, and weight is around 6 to 10 gram at birth, however 3.5 to 5 gram in adults. And this adrenal gland is divided into two specified glands, adrenal cortex and medulla. Major portion is adrenal cortex, which is made up of glandular tissue and derived from mesoderm. However, adrenal medulla contributes 10 to 20%, formed from neural ectoderm, and they are considered a modified sympathetic ganglion. So adrenal cortex is further divided into zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis, while the inner part is the adrenal medulla. In this structure you can see it is glomerulosa, fasciculata, and this is the reticularis, and inside is adrenal medulla. So adrenal medulla is the center portion, and it consists of the two types of cells, chromaffin cells and sympathetic ganglion cells. Chromaffin cells, also known as pheochromocytes, these cells are called chromaffin cells because they produce deep brown color with a chromic salt, therefore they are called chromaffin cells. And these cells contains the granules of catecholamine, and it produces epinephrine, norepinephrine, and these cells are basophilic and contains high amount of rough endoplasmic reticulum because it is required for the synthesis of tyrosine, for which is a substrate to make catecholamines. However, sympathetic ganglionic cells, they rely on chromaffin cells. Catecholamines includes adrenaline, noradrenaline and dopamine, and major 80% of this adrenaline are synthesized inside the adrenal medulla, and these are released from the chromaffin cells. Now the synthesis and secretion of the catecholamines. These catecholamines are formed inside this chromaffin cell of the adrenal medulla, and the substrate required for is tyrosine, and this tyrosine is obtained from the dietary product, and through blood it reaches the brain and the medulla, and in the presence of enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase it converts into dopa, and this enzyme is considered as a rate limiting enzymes because if it is absent, none of the catecholamines can be formed inside the body. So this enzyme is essential, and because of this enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase, tyrosine is converted into dopa, and this dopa is converted into dopamine in the presence of dopa decarboxylase and the cofactor vitamin D6. Then this dopamine is converted into norepinephrine in the presence of dopamine hydroxylase, and these norepinephrine, then they are segregated inside the vesicles with the help of vesicular monoamine transporter, VMAT. They transport formed norepinephrine inside the vesicles, synaptic vesicles में होता है. Then they are converted into epinephrine in the presence of enzyme PNMT, phenyl ethanol amine and methyl transferase, and this enzyme is present in brain and adrenal medulla, therefore this conversion is possible only in the brain and medulla. So because of this conversion epinephrine is formed, and when they are released, when there is a signal, then action potential develop which causes the release of this epinephrine and release of the norepinephrine which reaches to the target cell for their actions. Now then the termination of the catecholamines. Once these catecholamines are released, they can destroyed or terminated in three ways. First, reuptake of catecholamines. So whichever norepinephrine or epinephrine which are released from the adrenal medulla are reuptake through the transporter which is present on the adrenal medulla. and this is known as reuptake of catecholamines, and these reuptakes are occurring through the transporter which are present in membrane. Second is vesicular transporter. Then the transported catecholamines then again transported back inside this vesicle in the presence of transporter. And third method of termination is metabolism by MAO and COMET. MAO is a monoamine oxidase and COMET is a catechol O-methyl transferase. So these are the enzymes which cause the further destruction of this catecholamines. See how they can do that. Dopamine in the presence of these both enzymes COMET and MAO converted into homovenilic acid which is excreted in urine, while epinephrine and norepinephrine first they are break down into norepinephrine converted into normetanephrine, and epinephrine is converted into metanephrine in the presence of COMET, and then they are acted by MAO which convert them into the vinyl mandelic acid VMA. This is excreted in the urine, and these both enzymes MAO and COMET are present in the adrenal chromaffins. So next, the regulation of the catecholamine, how they are regulated. Whenever there is a stress, these hypothalamus activated which releases ACTH which stimulate cortisol, and this cortisol induces PNMT, so it increases the production of epinephrine. So this way adrenal cortex is connected to adrenal medulla. Next, the effect of the catecholamines, these adrenaline and non-adrenaline, they causes a increased heart rate of heart, increased contractibility of heart. In the muscles they cause breakdown of the glycogen, increase lactate release. On the vessel they cause a vasoconstriction. On the bronchioles it causes bronchodilation. It decreases the motility of the GIT tract. This causes the constipation. It increases lipid breakdown. It increases glucose level in body by glycogenolysis, by the breakdown of the glycogen, gluconeogenesis by the formation of glucose from amino acid and fatty acids, ketogenesis, cytokine production. These are the action of catecholamines, and they decreases the immunity and therefore increases bacterial replication or bacterial virulence. So the both adrenal gland, cortex and medulla, they are responsible for responses during the stress condition. So whenever there is a short term acute stresses, it occurs through the adrenal medulla, which increases immediate heart rate, blood pressure, increases blood glucose level, causes dilatation, metabolic rate, and prolonged or chronic stresses deal through the adrenal cortex through the mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid. Thank you so much.